Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Impact Asylum HeelCast. Today, it's your boy Kyle hosting. You're probably wondering what the hell is Kyle doing? Well, Raven Effect's not here. Brother _'s not here. They figured they'd let me get a shot. Hopefully my first time goes good and it doesn't turn out like the first time I had sex. That wasn't very good. Now, I'm not alone today. Definitely not alone. I got my man Hurls in the building. Hurls, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. I am going to Florida in a week, so I'm ready to get the hell out of where I'm at because it's still a little too cold for my liking. So other than that, I'm ready to talk some Impact Wrestling.
And when you talk Impact, you got to have Chef in the equation. You got to talk Chef. Chef, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, baby. I'm ready to get it in. Get HeelCast Nation popping again. I've been MIA way too long.
Definitely. You know, we got to have Chef in the mix because Chef is there. You know, Chef's got that perspective. Chef is there. Chef sees it live and in person. You see Chef. I'm the one night only that they're still using that camera shot of your face. You know, the one where you're all hyped? They're still using that. They love that shot.
Yo, dude, it's crazy. That's like almost 2 years old. It's like I go to the Impact Zone and I only wear a Wu-Tang t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, I got no other clothing. I'm just some random bum that comes with one t-shirt and I make the same face over and over.
Hey, man, they kept the footage. They're keeping it in rotation. Pretty awesome.
Groundhog Day every day for the Chef.
Before we get into everything, let's hit you with the plugs. First and foremost, get your ass down to impactasylum.net. Check everything out there. Join the discussion. I've been surfing there recently. I've seen some I saw a pretty funny comment from Piece of Shit 89. I'll mention that in a little bit. It was pretty funny. It was involving Sienna. But while you're there, check out FK9 Straight Shooting, the Issues with Impact series. You know, he does his thing. He puts it all out there. No punches pulled with FK9. And while you're over there on your internet browser, check out the TNA Mafia Facebook page ran by the Chef Meister himself. Then you go over to Robert Does Wrestling. Good guy. Check out his Moose guitar cover he did recently. It was pretty awesome. I actually sent it to Moose. He retweeted it. I think a few people sent it to him and he retweeted it, so he definitely loved it. And while you're out there, check out diva-dirt.com. Get all your latest scoops on the ladies, the chicas in professional wrestling, the women. And last but not least, when you're done listening to this one, go check out the KOTM podcast. You know, you might hear me on there sometimes as well. Now, before we get into the news, fellas, I just want to mention to the listeners, last Friday there was a one-night-only show on, $14.99. Get that on a pay-per-view or Fight.tv. Pretty solid card. Hurls, you watched the show? Hurls?
Yo, what's happening?
Hurls, you there? You there?
Sorry, my dog was causing a little bit of an issue right now. She wanted my attention.
You were looking at those page pictures, man. Don't lie.
Whoa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, how'd you know? How'd you know? There's like 20 of them. I don't know which one to watch. This is glorious.
Too. Before we get into the main course, the episode, C versus 3, let's just hit them with some hot news real quick, like JB's been saying, the hot news. So there's obviously something we got to real quick. We did brush on it before, but very, very briefly, I don't want to start a whole thing and all fucking piss on it. But Hurls, I heard that there's been some new top-of-the-line porno material out there for you recently.
Like I've been telling you guys, I was delivered the holy grail of content this week.
Oh,
and
man.
it just so happened to include one former Impact wrestler, Consequences Creed, former X Division champion, former tag team champion. Let's just say Consequences Creed likes the handicap matches. And there's a guy that calls himself the Mad Brad. Well, man, he likes to get up all in there. And that's how Hurls would do it too, you know? well, you're gonna go big, you go big, and I think he did that. But no, for real, I mean, this was kind of crazy. If you were a wrestling fan, you really couldn't not hear about this. So, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff we could talk about, but I just kind of want to keep it brief. It was a little crazy, and I don't know. What do you guys?
I mean, this is one of our top guys' spouses, pretty much. So, out of respect for one of our top guys, you know, I don't want to do what everybody expects us to do, but wow, you know, stay on top of your shit, delete your stuff. Don't have sex on camera. You know, keep that in your private life. Don't need to videotape this stuff.
Especially, don't put it in the cloud. That's probably one of the worst things you can possibly do. So, yeah, it's a learning lesson, I hope, to a lot of wrestlers. Because this is going to stick with you the rest of your life.
Chef said it great on Twitter, because Chef was like, you know what, for all the people making jokes, like, you never did any freaky stuff in your own life.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you think about it, like, to be completely honest, you know, everybody wants to beat this chick down and talk mad shit. But, I mean, if you ain't done some freaky shit in your life, then your fucking private life sucks. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't done shit. Like, you're probably either a fucking virgin or you're probably some fat fucking loser who still lives in your mother's fucking basement, you know, beating off to this shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest.
Roman Reigns.
You know, we all did some wild shit. You know what I mean? And if you, listen, I'm married. You know, I've been with my wife fucking 18 years. If I'm not trying to have some extra fun shit, which ain't none of nobody's fucking business, but if I'm keeping it stale, what fucking good am I to her? You know what I mean? Like, you always got to have fun with some shit. Maybe she's a super freak. Who the fuck cares? This doesn't affect nobody but her. You know what I mean? Like, and if this shit does affect you, like I put out there, if this affects you, please fucking respond. Let me know where you live. I will fucking Google search some fucking some kind of help for you, because you're a motherfucking loser. I will get you that help. I might even put a GoFundMe to fund your fucking help. You fucking morons.
Oh, shit, Chef just giving it to him, hitting him hard. You know, in other news, well, I just want to put it out there. Look, I'm not going to get into any of the Hardy's Impact stuff. If people want to read about it, go on Rebby's Twitter and read her tweets, because she's airing her laundry all over the place. It's just a whole lot of negativity, and I feel like, you know, we really shouldn't waste precious time here on the podcast talking about it. I mean, what are we going to get out of talking about it? If you're into that and you want to, you know, read into that stuff, whatever, but I'm just going to skip right over that and hit everybody with some good news.
Oh, Kyle, can I say something on that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Once again, the only thing this chick is doing, and this is not bashing nobody, but the only thing she's doing is making it almost goddamn near impossible for her man to get inducted to the Impact Hall of Fame. That's literally the only thing she's doing, is building a grave for this guy. Because Jeff ain't saying shit.
It's very disrespectful, I feel like, for the locker room. Like, her old peers, all of her old friends, all the rest of there. Like,
absolutely.
It's not respectful, you know. That for that reason, because of the locker room, I think everything should be handled behind closed doors and not on Twitter.
No, absolutely. But what I'm saying is the only thing all this is doing is giving her husband a black eye. That's all it's doing. Because I'm sure if I'm cool with this guy, like if one of y'all try to play me like that and we supposed to be peoples, yo, my issue with whatever happens, that's not supposed to be between me and you. And your lady is making it look like that. You know what I mean? So it's only making him look bad. That's why I kind of looked at it, because someone bring it up to me like that. They're like, yo, like, this doesn't do nothing but make Matt look bad. And I was like, you know what? Let her keep digging this fucking grave. Let her delete this nigga. Let her delete Matt out of Impact.
And exactly, you say delete him out of Impact because it's so unfortunate. And I know you're not a big fan of the Broken Brilliant stuff, but no matter what you're a fan of or not a fan of, these two brothers gave a lot to this company for many years. Every few months they were diving off of cages, diving off ladders. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from them. They gave a lot to this company, and what she's doing, the type of arguments she's like pursuing, will make a corporate entity like Anthem kind of scrub away some of the Hardys' accomplishments. Like, look at the introduction of the episode. You really don't see any Hardys in the intro video. I mean, they show the Expedition of Gold stuff still. I guess they're playing that until they run out of the footage. I don't know if it's going to be on again or if this was the last one. But it's just unfortunate how, like, you're going to see, that their legacy almost, scrubbed away a little. And it's really all because of all this shit that Revy's putting out there.
Yeah,
I mean, Jeff and Matt, like you said, I'm not a big Matt Hardy guy. Never really was. But the man did, like you said, put his shit on the line, and you give respect where respect is due. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. But this chick, like, I don't give a fuck who likes her. And like I said to people, if you don't like what the fuck I say, unfollow anything I write on. Don't fucking subscribe to nothing. Don't even fucking follow me on Twitter. Don't like my shit. Because all you've ever heard is this chick caused problems. She also got a former knockout fucking fire because she got choked the fuck out for running her mouth. You know what I mean? Like, this is what she does. She talks shit. She thinks she's fucking relevant, and it is what it is. Unfortunately, now this actually affects her husband, who is the talent. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that all she keeps doing is just making it worse for this guy.
Hurls, what you got on this?
I'm obviously at this point I'm just kind of burned out on this story because I mean there's just nothing good that can come from it.
No.
But the fact that she's claiming like child labor laws and that stuff. Okay, you were the one who said it was fine for Maxwell to go on TV. Okay, so I don't know what she's trying to get at this. Like I don't think she has an argument for that.
Listen, the woman wearing high heels and fucking boots and, wobbling her ankles, because all you got to do is just fucking review anything she's ever done standing in a ring. The lady's wearing high heels holding a baby. If you're going to be
I never even thought of that. I never even thought of that.
If you're, and this is what I'm saying, like, I'm not bashing. I'm not trying to do nothing. I just, listen, I haven't had a platform.
Like man.
I haven't had a platform to do what I wanted to do and say what I wanted to say, and I'm not bashing this chick. All I'm saying, if you want to sit there and say, well, hey, my child was in danger because of whatever, first off, why aren't you wearing flats? Or why aren't you wearing, if people want to call them slides or whatever fuck these little niggas calling them now, you don't be wearing fucking super high heel boots, trying to look fly as shit, and holding your kid. You know what I mean? Like, people don't realize the stupidity of what she wore affected it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's it. Like, I'm done with it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, listen, let her keep running her mouth because she keeps looking stupider and stupider.
Right. I mean, what is the judge going to think, too? Judge, the more and more she keeps opening her mouth, the worse it's going to get for her. And the funny thing I thought was, he said something on Twitter where, all right, I'm just going to say this one last thing on Twitter, then I'm going to let my lawyer handle it. Then after she says that, she does 12 more tweets going off on TNA. It's like, oh, my.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Wow.
She's like an infomercial. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, she had what, like one match against Rosemary? Was that like a mixed tag or something?
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't wrestle. She didn't, I mean, what did she do? Like, she wrote the piano song. She played the piano. It was about it. About all she did. So I'm just tired of this story. She can have whatever she's got to do, but I'm done with it.
Yeah, let's move on to something more positive here. Some surprising news, something I wasn't expecting that I'm very happy about. The ratings have jumped from 292,000 to 344,000. I had this thought in the back of my head. I was worried that when the Hardys left, that ratings would dip a little because they just have so many fans. Like, I can't even deny it. There's just so many Hardy marks out there. People love the damn Hardys. And I thought we were actually going to see that reflect in the ratings. But things have gone up. Things have increased. I wasn't expecting that at all. That's great news. You guys want to chime in on the ratings jump?
Yo, dude, all I'm going to say is I like being right. I really enjoy being right. Maybe it's because I'm married and everything I do is wrong. When I'm right, I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm really wrong. But when it comes to wrestling, I'm right a lot. Like I kept telling people, they're not bringing in no viewers. But then they leave and viewership goes up. Like, hey, let's just call a spade a spade. This shit is not just ironic. People were fucking tired of the same shit. You know what I mean? And now, like I said, with LAX back, yo, dude, it's only going to keep going up, and the product is better. The tag team's division is better because you don't have one tag team just dominating and doing their own thing. Like, you're going to have DCC, you're going to have fucking Decay, you're going to have the LAX, you got Reno Scum, you got fucking whatever.
You got Garza Jr., Laredo
Garza Jr. and Laredo Kid. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more fucking talent that has now came in that it's just going to be like, holy shit, we actually have a tag team division now. You know, like, fans are going to get treated to more. Instead of having this smaller roster, we have more people. You know what I mean? I don't know if you before you guys finish, I'm sure you have something else. If not, I'll chime in with something else. But I'm loving this shit. The ratings keep going up. I think this week went up 52,000 views or something like that. Like, the numbers are going up. So fuck Joe Cronin too with your fucking boycott Impact, because the shit did not work. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not trying to start no podcast beef or nothing.
Who is Joe Cronin? Who is that? I don't even know who the hell that is.
You know, like, none of these things, everybody keeps trying to stop Impact lately. Well, keep fucking trying, because it's not working. You know what I mean? Like, and Anthem and fucking Double J, and I've never been a big Double J guy, I'm just throwing it out there. These motherfuckers keep working these crazy motherfucking deals, and the shit is only getting better and better. So keep hating. Look, start your own fucking, we hate the fucking Impact. I don't know. Joe Cronin can start whatever he wants to, because nobody can stop this fucking train. It seems like the fucking train is in motion, and this motherfucker's going full speed. You know what I mean? Like, Impact is on some next level shit, and it's starting to fucking come up now.
Man. Yeah, no, this was great, man. When I saw the numbers that came, it was great because you had a lot of stuff on TV that night. You had the NCAA tournament, which had 4 games going on at once, and then to see Impact's rating jump up to 344,000. I don't know where it is on the all-time since they moved to Pop. I think it's definitely in the top 5. I know the Final Deletion was the highest rated so far, but this has got to be up there. So when I saw this number, I was like, yes, let's keep it going. Let's see what what this week will be. But great news for Impact Wrestling fans, because after the Hardys left, everybody's saying, well, they got rid of their top draw. What's next? But Impact showed you they got a lot next.
Oh yeah. And one last piece of news here before we move on to the episode. C versus 3. Impact Wrestling has structured a deal with AAA, the top Mexican promotion. So this is cool. They did. Old-time TNA fans will know they have had a relationship with them in the past. I personally remember I used to tune into the Spanish channel and watch AAA in Spanish because I would see TNA wrestlers on the screen wrestling there in Mexico. So, I mean, with Noah, they're sending guys to Japan. They got something with AAA. They're going to send guys over to AAA. Hopefully all those guys will come back and a nice global talent exchange going. But there's one thing that keeps coming up with the story that apparently, all right, Conan has a deal with Impact. He's not just the head of the LAX, but he owns his own independent promotion called Crash Lucha, and he has a lot of bad blood with AAA, and people are talking about this, and I don't know if it's people just looking for a story because that's all the freaking dirt sheets do, but do either of you have any insight on this Conan thing?
Nah, I heard the same thing. I heard he had an issue with them. I heard there was something about he had done something over there, and then he didn't get paid.
He was there for years, and there was late payments, apparently. It was all
Yeah. But you know what, though? Unless Conan fucking says something, I listened to Conan's show, and I've personally not heard it. And Conan, I don't know if you guys listen to his shit, but that's a motherfucker that keeps him 100. So I'm sure Conan don't give a fuck. So I'm sure
you hear him ripping the bong during the show. That's my guy right there. That guy smokes on the show.
Like I said, I don't know if I got to say it on the last one. I don't remember when's the last time. I know I missed like 2 weeks, so I don't know when's the last time. But yo, when fucking Conan fucking came out, that first scene that you guys just seen, he's walking back. I'm by the entranceway. I'm sitting there like, what's up, Conan? Blah, 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 blah. What's good, my nigga? He's like, y'all motherfuckers thought I wasn't coming back? You motherfuckers thought I wasn't coming back? And I'm like, this nigga's wailing right now. Like, he's taking it. He was so fired up. And I'm like, yo, I listen to this guy. If you owe this guy fucking money, yo, Conan is not some sucker. If you owe him money, yo, I'm guaranteed he's going to say something about it. He's going to beat your ass. And we haven't heard him beat anybody's ass, and we haven't heard him say, these suckers owe me money. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's a dirt sheet thing, and I'm sure they had to have ran it by fucking Conan. You know, LAX is back. He's a huge part of whatever's going on. They got Crash. You know, I'm sure they said, hey, look, we're going to probably work a deal, blah, blah, blah. And he probably gave him the whatever. And he probably said, look, if that's the case, he probably said, I want nothing to do with them. At worst, he said, I just don't want to deal with them.
Yeah, well, he tweeted. Somebody asked him about it, and he tweeted and said that he's not working with them. Like, he's not working with them. So, you know, I guess it is what it is. He knows it's just business, and he's just going to roll with the punches that they're doing that, and it doesn't affect him.
Yeah, because it doesn't. Right. It doesn't.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking. This deal's squarely between Impact Wrestling and AAA. I'm sure Impact, they told Conan about it, and it doesn't affect Crash promotion. I mean, Crash can still bring Impact wrestlers to Mexico. A matter of fact, Bobby Lashley is going over to the Crash promotion sometime soon. I think it's like within the next week or so to have a match. So it doesn't really affect Conan. He does have a bad battle with AAA because, like you said, the late payments. I know that they're trying to trademark a lot of the guys' names, like Pentagon Jr. He had to change his name to, I don't even know what it is.
Just bad wrestling business, you know, the usual shit.
Right. Phoenix had to change his name, and they're actually trying to trademark their new names that they're using on the independents. So they're trying to basically say that Pentagon Jr. can't wrestle at these independent promotions. So it's kind of shady, but AAA, as far as I know, they do own Lucha Underground. This is big. I mean, we could see some of the Lucha Underground guys come to TNA, and we could also see some Impact. Sorry, shocker. Anyway, we could see some of the Impact guys on Lucha Underground. That would be awesome. I would love. You know, Lucha Underground's got a great roster. Love to see some of those guys come, and then hopefully this will mean that the whole 3-on-3 tournament they do. I hope that we have some great teams in that, and I think Impact now with this deal has a shot to win that thing. So I think this is really good.
You're talking about the Lucha World Cup they did last summer?
Yes, Lucha World Cup. Yep.
There was talk last summer about bringing that to the Impact Zone. I guess keep your ears open, you know?
Yeah, supposedly, I think one of the people that run that tournament said they tweeted something to Dixie, if I recall, like, next year will be your year or some shit like that. Like, they tweeted something to her, and I was like, oh shit, like if that comes here, that'll be fucking lit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look, anything and we keep saying this, Anthem in the last 3 months has done more than Impact has done the last 5 years.
Love that owl. Love that owl. Hashtag love that owl.
Oh, I love it. Like they're building all these partnerships. I mean, look, Noah might not be the biggest thing in the fucking world. They got really good talent. Crash got some good talent. I mean, AAA, obviously, like you guys said, I'm not a big Lucha guy. I know my man Karma's big. He's always trying to get me to fucking watch this shit. It's on Netflix now. I might give it a try. But if we could build these things, and I don't know if you guys follow Jeff Jarrett, but he said 2 more things are coming.
It's cool. He's just traveling. He's traveling around the globe and just setting up these partnerships. So definitely great to see them just making moves, man. Progression. It's just steady on the road. Definitely great to see. So, there's been a partnership with AAA. So the bridge has been built between Lucha Libre and Impact Wrestling. So let's get into the main course here, fellas. We ate through our appetizer. We finished the bread plate. We're ready for our main course. C versus 3. Get into the episode, fellas. Now, show opens up. You get the recap of last week. see the booking meeting. The tag team division is in question. Then we get right into it. Alberto and EC3. Chef, I'm going to start with you because you were there in the house. What was it like with this Alberto and EC3 segment right there in the house?
Yo, I'm still surprised how fast everybody turned to Alberto Del Rio. I'm not going to say everybody. I'm going to say the majority, though. Like, he came and people fucking love this guy. He talks better than I expected. Like, I was like, wow, I didn't expect much. I mean, it's not, you could just go back a little bit, and I was like, I don't even care for this guy too much. But I became a fan, literally, of this guy, like, by the end of the tapings. He fucking speaks well. He's got this fucking, like, swagger, this charisma about him that I was like, wow, like, this is pretty official. You know what Ethan's going to bring you. Ethan is the motherfucking man. Everybody wants to say, oh, but Eli Drake is the best talker, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to take Ethan over anybody. Like, Ethan is just a monster. And for these guys to be going back and forth the way they do, I was like, yo, like, he's calling him a bitch, and I think Ethan was like, you got no cojones or whatever. Like, yo, these guys are really taking stabs at each other. And it was like, this is fucking refreshing. This is what the fuck I want to see. You know what I mean? It's not just, if you think about it, these two guys are doing their thing, and our champ doesn't even have to be involved yet. This is just to get to him, and they're getting the crowd to rise. Yo, this tapings, these guys have got the fucking Impact crowd to actually elevate their shit finally, and put some work in it and cheer for these fucking guys. This is amazing. The way these two guys just went back and forth was awesome.
Don't you know I'm loco? Called him a bad hombre, touching on some Donald Trump politics there. Hurls, what you got on this?
Yeah, no, this opening segment was great. I mean, these guys loving this. I mean, EC3 last week, you saw he's kind of like the third man out. And Alberto El Patron, he didn't want to wrestle him at first, so EC3 had to make him want to wrestle him, and I liked it. I loved the heat between the two, and then they got into the brawl, had to be separated. I liked it. I think we're kind of seeing a little bit, a little EC3 going back to his heel roots. So I like this segment, and it got you pumped up for the match that was later to come.
No doubt, no doubt. So moving along here, we get quick little recap of the Expedition of Gold, which, doesn't really mean much. It's over now. Then we get back to the booking meeting. Tag team titles. Pritchard says he has a plan. Then we get back to the ring. Laredo Kid and Garza Jr. versus what I'm calling the Funky Dummies. We got the Funky Dummies, the funky Dactyl Tyrant. The name of the dummies, Eli Drake, the Funky Dummies. I'm going to kick it off with you, Hurls. How do you feel about the match?
Well, I like the match. I mean, I think Laredo Kid and Garza Jr. are very, very fun to watch. I mean, they do that lucha style real well, and I like the little part where Garza Jr. rips off the pants. That's kind of cool. I thought, Garza Jr. wrestles a lot like his dad. His dad was a hell of a wrestler. I know he was getting a big push in at that time it was TNA. He was getting a big push in TNA at that time, and then I know he had some visa issues, and he was kind of banned from the country, and then all of a sudden you heard he got some type of cancer, and then he passed away, unfortunately, at a really young age. But, I liked their side of the things. I like Laredo Kid and Garza Jr. It was good to get them a win. However, the miscommunication with Eli Drake and Tyrus, I don't know where that storyline's going. I didn't like it from the start. It just seemed like an odd pairing, and I think Eli Drake can definitely be utilized a lot better than he has been. So I'm hoping somehow they can get past this storyline with Tyrus, and we can get Eli Drake and the ball rolling again, because they definitely need, some wins. Eli Drake needs a win under his belt. So good for Garza Jr. and good for Laredo Kid to kind of get them going a little bit in Impact Wrestling, but bad for Eli Drake and Tyrus. I think there could have been, a little bit, could have been handled a little differently. I thought the match was fine, though.
So Eli Drake deserves to get to the top. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I feel like he's definitely underutilized in his current position. But Laredo Kid and Garza Jr., wow, I'm really excited to see these guys in there. It's like, I've loved the show for the past few years, don't get me wrong, but let's not deny it. The tag team division as a whole has just been lost. They've really lost track, and this is something that immediately Double J and Big Ed, King Ed, I'm going to start calling him King Ed from now on. Double J and King Ed immediately refreshed this. Before we move on, Shep, you want to mention anything about this match?
I mean, no, I completely agree with Hurls. I mean, I love Laredo Kid and Garza Jr., what they've done now. I didn't know a lot about them, so I got to see firsthand, like, you know, I got to get my impression. I was like, man, these guys can really fucking go. The only thing I'm going to say about the whole Tyrus and Eli Drake thing is I don't think any of them know what to do with Tyrus because he's always like some kind of manager or nanny. You know, like he never really did his solo thing. The fixer went absolutely nowhere. There's no direction. And it actually does seem like it's holding Eli Drake back because, look, who the fuck they're not going to beat nobody. You know, they're not going to beat
But at the
Decay.
same time with Tyrus, you know, you say that, like, he's not doing anything, but at the same time, Tyrus is super successful on Fox News on the Greg Gutfeld show. I don't know how that happens. He can find success on Fox News, but he can't really find a spot on the Impact roster.
You know why that works? And it's kind of like how I think I kind of work around other people, like especially at work. I always tell these, because I work with a lot of young cats, and I tell them, if you don't like my honesty, well, don't fuck with me then, because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I think that Tyrus brings to Fox that kind of street element where I'm going to say what I'm going to say because I feel like saying it, and it is what it is. And I think that he's not programmed to speak a certain way. I mean, he's obviously an educated guy if you listen to him, but he still speaks like one of us. You know what I mean? Like, he's not some guy who went to college to do this.
That is very
you know what I mean? So I think that Tyrus brings a completely different element to Fox. And if you look, I mean, Tyrus still looks like fucking Tyrus. You don't see him in some, $3,000 Armani suit. It's fucking Tyrus. Tyrus has got his fucking gold chain around him. You know what I mean? Like, he's still just doing him. And I think that it's really, I think society needs more people like that who are educated, but they can come to people like myself who, listen, I'm a dad now, but I'm still the same dude I was. Around my kids, I got to be a certain way. I think Tyrus gives you that. He's still kind of street, but he's still like educated. So
he's a character that can relate to you. You know.
Exactly.
So before we get to the next match, we get a quick little video package of Impact Wrestling's latest field trip. Sent a couple of the boys out to Japan. Definitely some cool stuff there. If you want to find the show, it's pretty easy. Maybe I'll even post it to one of the powers that be to post the show on ImpactAsylum.net because I don't think it's stealing. They put them out there for free, for what I understand. There's like a Google Drive for Noah and a few other things, but maybe because you definitely want to give that a look. But moving on with the show, Casey Quinn and Brandy Rhodes. Before we can even get a match, Cody just crashes the party with his GFW Next Gen title, grabs the microphone. He tells his wife that this match isn't going to happen. He says Impact is no longer going to pimp out the Rhodes name on their terms. They're going to do it on his. And this is what really made me laugh is when he looks over at Casey and he offers her, what, $45?
$45.
$20 more than what they were going to pay her. Wow. I'm going to kick it off with you, Chef. What did you feel about this?
Yo, dude, when I heard that, I was rolling. I was like, what? And it's crazy because Casey Quinn is like, nah, I don't give a fuck about that $45. Like, it was just, everybody sold what they had to do. I really enjoyed that. I was like, yo, and this is, once again, you don't need to be a completely goofy show, but that was still funny enough where you could get away with it and still have a really good show. It was a nice little play. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Brandy, I don't know where this is going to go because he seems to be kind of forcing her to do a certain way, and she seems like, nah, I don't get down like that. Like, I'm going to go. And, I think it'll be funny if one day she turns around, kicks him in the fucking balls, like throws the ring off, and she's like, I'm going to do it my way. And, she storms off. And, because Cody's a part-time player, and she's trying to be a full-time player. So it'll be nice if it plays something like that. I'm not sure, but I enjoyed the segment.
And Hurls, before you go, we just have to also throw in there, when they came back from the commercial break, poor Casey Quinn, man, she got a lethal dose of rosemary. She got laid out with that red wedding. Hurls, how did you feel about all this?
I like the segment. I actually like, with the way Cody Rhodes turned heel, it kind of was out of nowhere and it seemed a little off. But I'm actually really liking heel Cody Rhodes. I think he's done a tremendous job with it, and I'm really digging this Moose feud that he's having. It's almost like, Moose is over in Japan.
But
Cody's
he is
taunting
Japan.
him.
Cody says, but Moose
Right.
is in Japan, but I am Japan.
Right. I love that part. I love the whole thing, and he said what was her name? Casey Quinn?
Casey Quinn.
Okay. He's like, here, take this $45. It's $20 more than they were willing to pay you anyway. So I love that line. I thought that line was great. I don't know who Casey Quinn is, but, that segment was good. And then, Rosemary coming out there and just destroying Casey Quinn was good as well. It's like, don't forget, I'm Rosemary. I'm the Knockouts champion. I'm here to stay. Like, don't forget about me. So I like that part a lot. I thought the segment was really well done.
So after that, they hit us with a little EC3 make Impact great promo, and then we get the match, EC3 versus Alberto El Patron in a number one contenders match. A little confusing here how this wasn't the main event. What they had at the end of the show was so awesome, and I guess I understand that's why they did it. For, they wanted to, and we'll get to that. I don't want to spoil it yet. We'll get to that. But this match, oh my God, what a great match. One thing that confuses me about Alberto, and I didn't get to say it before, I just want to throw it out now, his character kind of confuses me in the sense that, like, the crowd loves him, but when he first came in, like, he cheated with the belt to win the match. He displayed, like, plenty of, his old character, the bad guy, but, like, the people still love him, and then, like, he would show signs of babyface and then show signs of heel, so that he really blurred the line between babyface and heel, but I was hearing more C's than EC3s, and it was like, wow, like, when they were doing C and 3s, like, I was hearing more C's, and it's like, wow, okay. Chef, you're there. Did the people really love Alberto like that, or is somebody messing with us, typing it in?
Nah. Definitely, they went ballistics for Alberto Del Rio or El Patron. Alberto El Patron. I mean, I like El Patron. Like I said, I grown to like him. But my thing is with this, like, I know he's the new guy. I know he's got a big name. I get all that. But it really annoyed me to see people cheer for him more than Ethan when Ethan is our guy. He's not some dude that we just signed. Like, Ethan's been killing it for a while. And for them to just jump off him real quick, like I even told Kyle today, I said, listen, fucking EC3 is kind of like our fucking Babe Ruth. You know what I mean? Like, don't just hop off him to get to the next hot thing. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, unfortunately, what a large part of the crowd does is they just hop onto whatever's hot. And
EC3 tapped out. That's a statement right there, man. That's not a coincidence. This is the first time EC3 has ever tapped out in Impact Wrestling history.
Yeah, I didn't care for that shit neither.
Well, I said it last week. We have a new regime in TNA. Impact. My bad. I'm going to do that probably for the next 3 months.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually.
Together.
Repetition always helps. So, but we have a new regime. Okay, when you get new regimes, they like their guys. They don't necessarily see the same things that the old regime saw. So EC3, like what I said, he's going to have to prove himself again all over. It doesn't matter what he did in the past. Now, and then you could tell just by the way he lost the match, he submitted for the first time, okay? I don't even know if the old regime knew that. I'm sure Josh Matthews was probably handed that to by John Gaburek, who's still there. So obviously he knows, he knows the old stuff. But, I mean, I was a little upset that he tapped out because I don't think he should have tapped out. But having said that, it's a new regime, out with the old, in with the new. I hope EC3 can somewhere fit in. I think he will. I think he will prove to Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantle that he's worthy to be on this roster.
Well, you know why I liked the fact that he tapped out, and I'm a bigger EC3 fan than Alberto Patron fan, but the reason I liked him tapping out is because you're slowly watching a man hit the brink of insanity. He's about to snap. He's been on the slump for a while, and then Alberto comes in. Alberto gets right to the top. His aunt has been removed from power. So many things are against the guy, and you finally see him tap. And I was a little confused at him shaking his hand after the match, but at the same time, it's like maybe he has to protect his spot. He has to protect, his image almost. But at the same time, like, you could see this man snapping. Like, he was cool in the ring, but then as soon as he went backstage, he totally snapped on Pritchard, Like, I think slowly but surely by the last episode of this taping, you're going to see a different, maybe mixing some of the old heel EC3, but with a new spin on it.
And I just want to say, too, that this match, I want to say, had at least 2 or 3 commercial breaks, which is really, really long. So this match was really, really good. It was long.
Oh, yeah.
Had a ton of commercial breaks in it. So, I mean, they went a lot longer than the old regime ever did. I mean, you would maybe get 1 commercial break, definitely not 2. So this match was awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, I said earlier, Alberto El Patron, he's a phenomenal wrestler, but I didn't necessarily want him in Impact Wrestling. And I kind of still feel that way, but now I can see he's worth something. He's a great wrestler as long as he keeps the outside stuff at a minimum. And I know his girlfriend, or his fiance.
I hope we don't see any porno videos, Alberto.
Right. I didn't want to see that, but as long as this guy keeps his head on straight and shows up and gives 110%, I got nothing against Alberto El Patron. He put on a phenomenal match with EC3, and he kind of won me over with this match.
At the end of the day, it was a great match.
Correct.
All I'm going to say with the El Patron thing is the stuff that you're not going to see on TV is what made me really like him. Like, he cut this promo with no cameras on. Like, he had, at the end of the tapings, they usually have, like, a bunch of wrestlers in the ring, and, they'll do something fun or whatever. Like, there was a bunch of wrestlers, and Del Rio really fucking said some, like, it felt like it came from the heart, and I was like, yo, like, this guy had fucking fun being here. He was thanking the crowd. He was thanking the talent. Like, this guy was saying all the right things, and not a motherfucking camera was catching this. You know what I mean? So all the shit that he's saying is literally just for the people that are there. You're never going to see this shit on TV, and the right things he said at the right time, everything just sounded so fucking genuine that I was like, you know what? Fuck his past. Because, I mean, I've sat this side, I don't even care if he's here. Now I'm loving the fact he's here. And if he could keep this level of what he's doing, he's just going to rise with the company. I mean, just say he's here for 2 years at least. If you look at him versus Ethan, him versus, just say, Eli Drake, him versus Lashley, whoever else, you're looking at a big-time rivalry that's just, we're only seeing the fucking foundation being built. You know what I mean? We get treated with all this fucking amazing shit that we could see if everything is done right and he keeps, the out of the wrestling shit clear.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, well said, Chef. There. So moving along, catch Reno Scum backstage in an interview. They put out their motto: "United we survive, divided we die." They declare their intentions to be champions. Then we see EC3 flipping out. You see him kicking the trash can. Bruce Pritchard's trying to calm him down. Then we get Madison Rayne talking about how she's going to make Impact great again. And right before the next match, JB gets his phone call, and he hints again, she's going to be here next week. We don't know who she is. There's a lot of rumors out there. some of us might know. Chef obviously was there. He knows, but we're not going to spoil it for you guys. So I'm just going to leave a question mark there and move right to the next match. We get.
I just want to say one thing about Reno Scum. What I really enjoy about Reno Scum and their interview promos is it reminds me of an 80s, early 90s tag team. Like, granted, a lot of people think, it's just yelling.
They're those cartoony, animated characters that bring it back to the 80s WWF.
Yeah,
when WWF knew how to make a good show.
Right. They're screaming at the camera, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I miss that. I miss just guys not being, like, controlled. Like, I don't want to mention the other guy's name, but, you see it there all the time. So Reno Scum just, like, going out there and kind of giving me an 80s style promo, I like that. That's what I want to see that in wrestling again. I don't want to see guys so monotone. I want to see different characters. And I really enjoyed that promo.
And Chef, I know you got something to tell us about Reno Scum.
Oh, like I was saying on, like, day one, I was like, who the fuck are these guys? Day two, I'm like, oh, these guys are fucking talented. By day three, I'm like, oi, you know what I mean? Like, I like Reno Scum. They're a talented bunch of guys. They look like they're having mad fun. All I wanted to say is, can I do a spoiler on who she is? Because it's going to be Chef in Drag. I don't want to ruin it for you, but, I work in City Walk. I see some wild shit. I don't work there, but I'm walking around, and I was like, you know what? Let me get my time to shine. I'm going to be the person in drag. I did not shave my legs, but embrace me when I come in.
Oh, shit. So, moving along here, we get, some X Division action and the return of a man named Suicide. Suicide, who is believed to be Caleb Conley under the mask, versus Andrew Everett, versus Braxton Sutter, versus Trevor Lee, the X Division champion, for the X Division title. You get your X Division bang up, the good old X Division stunt show, guys putting it all out on the line. Good match. How did you guys, I'll kick it off with you, Hurls. How did you feel about the match?
I just want to say, have you guys noticed the X Division matches since the new regime has taken over have been a lot better? The spots they're doing, real creative. I mean, yeah, you might see them in other promotions, but in Impact, we haven't really seen some of those spots in a while. I just feel these X Division matches are getting way better. It's reminding me of the old school TNA, so I can say TNA there. But, I love this match. And, I mean, I figured Braxton would win. But the other thing that was really funny about this was Pope's reaction to Suicide. I loved it. He got all crazy about talking about Suicide in his past feud. You can't see the guy's emotion, Daddy. You don't know. I love that part.
Pope was going off. Pope was going off about Suicide.
It was great. His commentary, like, for whatever problems we had with last week's commentary, I think Pope made up for that this week. It was just great. Love the match.
So during this match, towards the end there, we get, here's Laurel Van Ness in the crowd, still wearing her wedding dress, still eating chocolate cake. I can't imagine what this woman smells like at this point. Jesus Christ. Take a shower. Change your wedding dress. God damn. Laurel Van Ness, she has lost her mind. She's still hanging around the Impact Zone. I'm sure after the show, Chef, you might see her wandering around the Universal Orlando Park.
Hey, listen, whenever she wants, I got the power to give her free butterbeer and free food. So, LVN, if you're hungry, Chef got you, baby.
The door's
open.
You. The door is open. I was telling Chef I want to come crash on his couch when I come over to Orlando. Laurel Van Ness, I'm sure there's room on the couch, You come stay at Chef's house. Hotel Chef.
You know what, LVN? My wife actually secretly is a fan of you. So if you also need a home, we will feed you. We will clothe you. We will embrace you. Come home, baby. Come home.
They don't call him Chef for nothing. Chef cooks it up.
Literally.
So Sutter's working on Lee when he sees this. LVN grabs Allie and Sutter goes out. When he comes back into the ring, Lee hits that flying knee to Braxton's head for the 1-2-3. Sienna walks out to the ramp. She tells Allie that it's so sweet that the first time the two of them sleep together will be in the hospital because Romeo and Juliet always come to their tragic demise. Sienna coming out dropping that fire on the microphone.
Yo, this is, you know what, for a while, Sienna wasn't even in play for anything. And I'm going to take Kyle's words and call him King Ed. Since King Ed has came into Impact, he has taken everybody, and it seems like everybody's taking another step. Like, no one's taking a step back unless you're the DCC, unfortunately. But everyone is going forward. Your knockouts are speaking more. You're looking better now. Everything seems to be in place. The only thing I was going to ask is, where did you hear Caleb Conley was suicide? I'm just curious.
I honestly just read it on a bunch of different sources online. I think PW Insider reported it. Like, the dirt sheets picked up on it. It was just circulating that he was the guy under the mask.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard from too. But I want to say, if it was him playing him, he did a great job and a lot better than some of the last suicides. So,
So moving along here, you get Moose's Make Impact Great video. Big fan of Moose. Now, here we go. So this show, we didn't end off with a main event match. You got EC3 and Alberto, and that, like, in spirit, was the main event of the show. I feel like that was the big match, at least in my opinion. But so we end the show with Bruce Pritchard comes down, like, earlier in the show in the booking meeting. He said that he has a plan. He comes out. He says championships are won and lost in this ring, not in outer space or the internet. Broken bullshit. He says in 2 weeks they will crown new Impact Tag Champs. It'll be one of 4 teams, but he didn't say the setup. I don't know if it's going to be a match or a tournament. Don't know, but Decay comes out. This introduces Decay to Pritchard. Rosemary says they were the ones who rescued those titles from space and time, so he's going to give them what they deserve, or they will take them. Then Reno Scum comes out. You see Chef. Oi, oi, oi. Everyone get down. They claim they're World Tag Champs. Then Garza Jr. and Laredo Kid come out. Everybody starts coming out. And then, boys, the gunshots that were heard throughout the Impact Zone. LAX, Homicide and Conan, they come down the ramp. You only see Homicide and Conan, so you confuse at first, like, oh, there's no Supermax or anybody else. And then from the crowd, you get 3 LAX Goonies masked up. They had the bandanas on their face. Boom. Corner cannonball. Homicide. Oh, no. First, Conan's Sabu style hits Abyss in the face with a chair. Then Mike Drastic, he hits the corner cannonball. Homicide hits what looks like to be the Angel's wings on the back of Crazy Steve. And it's the oh, wow, I'm sorry.
Ghetto Killer.
It's the Gringo Killer.
Gringo Killer.
Oh, man, can you cut that out? It's obviously the Vertebreaker or the Gringo Killer, but
there you go.
I grabbed the results off of a link, and just so I could, like, have them, and I cleaned them up, and the person that reported it put it down as the Angel's Wings. I don't know why they did that.
Yo, put his name up there. Put him on blast. Who put that up there?
Cage Side Seats, which is a very popular, they put the results out before we do the shows. I'll usually grab them from there and clean them up. But CageSideSeats.com, you put down that you disrespected Homicide. You said the Angel's Wings. That's the Vertebreaker, a.k.a. the Cop Killer, a.k.a. the Gringo Killer. Wow, Homicide, you need to go to CageSideSeats.com and hit them with the Gringo Killer because they totally disrespected a legendary finishing move. So Crazy Steve gets hit with that, and they all get covered with flags. Serious like a late period. Chef, I'm going to kick it off with you. What was this like being there?
Yo, when that shit said, bow, 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 I was like, oh, shit, like, what the fuck? And then that LAX popped out. Yo, I started to mark the fuck out. Like, there's no fucking way LAX is back. Watching them do what they did in the ring, I'm like, yo, these niggas really killed the fucking Decay. Like, we've seen DCC beat them up, and I was like, wow, they beat them up. No, these motherfuckers buried them. Like, literally, they took their flags, threw it over their bodies, and if anybody knows what that means you're dead. Like, you know, the flag goes over you, that's it. So
you're dead
I'm
in gangland.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there, they're like, Prah, and I'm like, Prah, yo. It was so bugged the fuck out. Like, I actually found out that a few people were Puerto Rican that I hung out with that they schemed light skin, so I thought they were just white guys. That all of a sudden everybody's miente, blah blah blah, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I didn't even know you were Spanish. You know what I mean? So everyone's bugging the fuck out. Crowds going crazy. Yo, Crazy Steve, that gringo killer looked like it really killed him. Like I was like, wow, that looked really fucked up. Like, and you know, Crazy Steve's cool dude, but I was like, holy shit. I think the biggest impact of all of it was literally Angel Rose. Like, the way she's just a fucking machine. The way the dudes just grabbed her. When's the last time you've seen an Impact event where a dude literally physically manhandles a female? Like, Mike Drastic and I think Angel Ortiz is the other one. They literally just yoked fucking Rosemary off the floor like, here, ha, bow. You know, they took her the fuck out with I guess, like an RKO, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, they took her out. Like, I'm like, oh, shit, this is nuts. Like, obviously, I'm hyped up now. I couldn't wait for the segment. Like, it's just craziness. Like, to sit there, and I'm saying like a lot because it was fucking insane. I'm like, yo, I've never seen the Decay getting, like, manhandled like this. This was so aggressive that even in the fucking total nonstop deletion where you had, you know, Crazy Steve break the one guy's neck and whatever, this was so hood that it made that whole shit
waiting
look
soft.
soft.
You know, Chef, I've been following you for a while on social media. You've been waiting for Impact to get gangsta for a long time, and they finally delivered for you.
Yo, but me and you, we have a lot of guys we like. Like, we both like Kingston for a long time. I've also liked Homicide for a long time. Obviously, you know, he's a Brooklyn guy and whatever. But this is the thing with Impact is for 2 years I've been there, I didn't have LAX. You know, like, I've seen them like everybody else, seen them on TV. We're all fans of the product. But I've never got to see these guys live. You know what I mean? So I was like, when they fucking came out, I was like, holy shit, I'm a big NWO guy. I've never seen Conan live. So to see Conan, like, in person for once, I was like, wow, like, I finally get to see the guy that I liked as a young teenager to now into my adulthood. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
And so you were a Conan mark in the NWO days? You were a WCW guy back in the day?
Yeah, dude, hell yeah. I used to, leave it out outside all fucking acting all stupid when me and my boys used to fucking wrestle on probably fucking, like bed bug fucking mats outside. You know what I mean? We used to bug the fuck out, but, I did want something to represent things that I like or things that I can understand. I wanted something for the street where the streets can appreciate real shit. Like, these dudes, they're not just actors. You know what I mean? Like, Homicide's from Brooklyn, New York. He's not from, like, some brownstone area. Angel Ortiz from Avenue D. Like, these guys, they from some real shit. Like, they're from the gut. So it plays off, and you could feel that vibe. What we wanted the DCC to be like is what these guys are. They're bringing that passionate, aggressive, I'm going to fuck you the fuck up. There's nothing you can do about it. You know? What
the Beatdown Clan could have been if they had stuck around.
Absolutely.
What they could have been.
And, I mean, let's face it, Decay is the mark in the tag team division. I don't give a fuck what the Hardys did. Decay
is the staple. This is the Impact Asylum HeelCast. Any listener knows this is a Decay show. Decay is the staple of the Impact tag division.
Absolutely, and I'm obviously a DCC guy. We all know that. This is no secret. But to me, the Impact division is still the Decay. Rosemary took this fucking group, like I said, and I was never the Crazy Steve guy. Never gave a fuck. Abyss, he was feeling old. They elevated their careers to a whole different fucking level. And if you like Decay or not, they were going to entertain the shit out of you. And it's still their division. And to see LAX come in and just fucking take them out and put the flags over them.
Poke them out.
Yo,
Abyss was scared. You saw Abyss's face, punked them out, and then
well, I mean,
give me the last words and pass it over to Hurls. I know Hurls is itching to jump in there.
Go ahead. I'm good. I'm done.
All right. Well, first thing I want to say, I got a question for both of you. Did you guys catch the Easter egg when LAX did their moves? Did you catch the Easter egg at all?
What do you mean?
Well, there was a little shot at some individuals during this. At least that's what I got out of it.
Elaborate. Please elaborate.
Okay. All right. What I got out of this was LAX kind of did something close to poetry in motion, and then they did something that was close to the 3D. I mean, did you guys kind of pick up on that?
Ooh,
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So I thought
but you know what they did? But the thing is, each move they did, they elevated. Like, it was a poetry in motion, but it was cooler because it was a front flip cannonball, and the 3D was cooler because there was 3 people doing it instead of 2.
Right.
Like, you're right. Whoever produced the segment, or maybe the wrestlers themselves, they could have made a statement like, yeah, that's the past, but this is now.
Right.
Here.
This is way the excitement level is turned up to an 11 right now. I mean, that's what I just thought that was a minor shot, but it was so awesome the way they did that. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching here, but if that was a shot at them, I thought it was a great shot because that was tag team wrestling right there. And, I mean, you had Team 3D do their thing and the Hardys do their thing, but this was just phenomenal. This ending, man, it was just amazing. Like, okay, last week we knew LAX was coming because we got that promo on Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel and Facebook.
The Clubhouse, man, the LAX Clubhouse.
Right.
Jeremy Borash actually tweeted that we're going to see more of that. I think there's one coming out tomorrow, actually. Can't wait.
Oh, love it. I just thought it was great. I mean, they just destroyed the DK. I mean, Rosemary taking that German suplex, man. It looked like she died. I mean, I don't want to say that in a negative term, but dang, she sold that like crazy. And, I mean, Abyss just getting just destroyed, and then Crazy Steve. Oh, my goodness. I mean, that was insane. The Gringo Killer was just crazy. I mean, Homicide just doing, he's badass. I mean, this was awesome way to end it, and it was a great way to put the tag team division and Impact Wrestling on notice. I love this segment. I thought it was a great way to end the show, and I cannot wait for next week because this is how you do a wrestling show. You hook the viewer in, and you keep them wanting more. And I feel like we kind of lost that with the last regime, but this regime knows it, and we get, it reminds me of like what made WCW Nitro so great. You wanted to keep seeing, what's going to happen with the NWO? What's going to happen with Sting? What's Bret Hart doing? It's just stuff like that, like stuff that keeps you on the, you can't sit down. You just want to see what happens next. And that's what I loved about this show. And the ending was just phenomenal. And of course, it's great to have LAX back. And, I mean, I got to see Conan a few times. I was in the Impact Zone back in 2004, and then I went to go see Lockdown in 2007. So I've seen Conan do his thing.
So you saw the 3 Live crew and the extended 4 Live crew?
Yes, I did see the 3 Live crew. That was great. When Conan was throwing the shoe. He was throwing the shoe. That was great.
I'm actually going to bring up the 3 Live crew in a second. Before we leave, we covered the episode. Great episode. Great way to end it. So much excitement. Can't wait to see what the LAX does. But before we go, I wanted to plug something real quick, and it relates to Impact. And I just got to share the love. I would never come on a podcast and plug like an app or something. Like, I don't show out products for my own benefit, but if I really believe in something, I'm going to put it out there. And so I found an app on my television. It's called Pluto TV, and you can catch Pluto TV pretty much anywhere, whether it's your computer, your phone. I got the app on my Xbox 360, not even my Xbox One. And what it is it's like a cable TV kind of setup where there's a bunch of channels to choose from, and like the 5th or 6th channel, just keep scrolling down, you're going to see the Pro Wrestling Network. And on the Pro Wrestling Network, they literally play Impact all day long. They play old episodes, the new current episode of the week. They play old pay-per-views. So I've had this app running, Pluto TV on the Pro Wrestling Channel, on my television for, I just leave it on all day and throughout the day. When I wake up, go to sleep, I just catch whatever's on. And I've been reliving a lot of Impact's history with this app. And when you mentioned Conan, I thought of the 3 Live Crew because I actually watched like a whole ton of like 04, 05 stuff yesterday. So if you guys haven't got it yet, download Pluto TV. It's free. You don't have to register, and it's just a great free way to relive some of Impact's great history.
Love it.
So
can I just give a shout out to my Hill Team 6 people?
Hey, final thoughts, Chef. Throw out your final shout out, your final thoughts.
Nah, all I'm gonna say is Impact's doing everything. They're making groups for everybody. You know, we have the punk group, we have the hood group, we have the Latinos. You have everything. You have everything.
It's
the goth group.
They're like a good business should. They're hitting the proper demographics, and you can tell by your reaction and Hurls' reaction to LAX at the end that they're connecting. Things are good. We are on the up. You know, we took some losses. We had a tough year, but 2017 just keeps getting better and better, in my opinion.
Going all the way up.
Right. So, Hurls, you got anything to say before we take her home here?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm really looking to Slammiversary, and I don't even know any of the matches. I know, Chef, you know the matches, I'm sure, but I don't know any of the matches. But I'm really looking forward to Slammiversary. I think it's going to be awesome. I think we're going to keep getting surprises. We've gotten a surprise every single week since the new regime's taken over, and we got that style of wrestling television program that just keeps you wanting more, and that's what I'm loving about this. But, you know, I just wanted to say I won't be on for the next 2 weeks, so I will see you guys hopefully in 3 weeks.
You got that new Brazzers account, didn't you? You got the VIP package.
Oh, yeah, dude, I got to take some time off for that. And wait, and these new videos that I was just delivered this past week, I got to fully analyze some of this.
Now that Hurls has got the page collection, he's going to die from exhaustion in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some time to just kind of dissect this a little bit. So
remember, drink a lot of water, man. Drink a lot of water.
That's right.
Thanks, man. I know I gotta pace myself. I understand.
You know, Costco's got the good industrial price sizes of Jergens. You know, remember that.
Yeah. hey, and I'm not done with Dijak either. I will get that man signed in.
Oh, man, here we go.
Oh, good. Great way to end the show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It was a fun time. C versus 3 was a great episode, and we can't wait to see what happens on this week's, well, now next week's episode. So, Kyle for Hurls, for Chef, thank you for tuning in to the Impact Asylum HeelCast.